Hello, good afternoon and welcome to Tuesday at 2 again with your hosts Dave and Selima. This week we're going to be talking about relevance in advertising, and you may have noticed, for example, that sometimes if you're watching something like YouTube, you're interrupted by some ad that has absolutely nothing to do with you or what you appear to be listening to, and so you click it quickly to get rid of it. We both have been preparing this episode for a couple of weeks, and of course lots of irrelevant ads have come up for us as we started to put together our ideas. And I'm going to pass you over to Dave now, who's got a great story to tell you about a famous blackcurrant drink.
Yes. Well, this is I remember taking a note of this. I'm a very, very keen viewer of YouTube, and I love YouTube for advertising and for organic marketing. But I am often struck by just how badly thought out and irrelevant a lot of the adverts that come on before the video I've chosen to watch actually are. These are called in-stream adverts, and they're an incredibly successful way to advertise, believe it or not. But the example Selima was referring to, I told her about, was I think it was 10 to midnight on a Friday evening. I'm watching YouTube, and my partner and I, we were probably watching music videos, that sort of thing. So this advert comes on for a children's blackcurrant flavoured fruit drink. No names or pack drill, but I'm sure you probably know who I mean, and you may even have seen the advert on TV, where it often appears also at times which seem to me to be utterly irrelevant. If it was me and I was spending a lot of money on advertising, I think I would probably target an advert like that at parents, and at times where possibly their children may be tuned into the TV and could then start the influencing the parents to buy them the juice, which is a well-known marketing technique. So that's one example that kind of struck me recently.
And then while I was driving up here to spend some time with my friend Dave here, we are in a very warm Scotland at the moment. We don't need the Mediterranean right now, I can tell you. We were on the motorway, and I had to put my foot on the brake because we were stuck in a big jam. And to the left there was another car, and as we ground to a halt, the name of the company was the Baltic Clipper. And I looked at it and I thought, what's that? Something to do with the Baltic states. And again, we were trying to figure out what the advertisement was about, what were they advertising. And then I noticed on the side there was a picture of Bugs Bunny with a pair of scissors. So I thought, maybe...
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, and I thought maybe it's a hairdresser. And then I noticed underneath it says, "We will pick up." So it's not a hairdresser. And believe it or not, in the smallest black print on maroon paint, it said mobile dog grooming service.
Who knew?
Who knew? You couldn't even read it. And so the relevance of the advertising and how that misled the customer or the prospective customer was there to see. It was completely opaque as to what the company was doing, unless you were right up close and could see the writing.
Yeah,
there's a lot of them around.
It's baffling, isn't it? They've had possibly some bad advice from somewhere, or just...
I don't think they thought paying all that money out to spray paint the van in tiny black writing, dog grooming service. So what would you do if you were driving us?
That reminds me, I think I said to you, of a shop front that my partner and I saw before we moved here from Glasgow. We lived in a part of the south side of Glasgow, and at that point there were an awful lot of Eastern European people coming to live in that part of the town, and some of them were opening businesses. And I happened to notice in a very run-down street this brand new shop front, and it was jet matte black, small shop, little shop window, matte black, but with pink writing which said cheap shop.
Cheap as in inexpensive.
Yeah, cheap. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And the shutters were closed, so I think it was a Sunday, so it wasn't actually open. So I have no way of knowing what they sold. It's anyone's guess. But it's slightly comical in that someone with a foreign accent, when they say cheap, it sounds a bit like chip shop. Them saying chip shop as well. Yeah. which is a very popular type of shop in the south side of Glasgow. So yeah, another just bad call.
Really bad call.
Yeah. What do you do? Why would you go there?
Yeah. Maybe they just misspelt chip shop. Maybe it was a chip shop.
Maybe it is a chip. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. I don't think it lasted very long. I seem to remember it not being there a couple of weeks later.
Yeah.
But yeah. I suppose that's not an example of irrelevant as such, but it's an example of
bad advertising.
What are you? What is your message? What do you sell? And another one, again on YouTube. Recently, my partner and I are fans. We're of a slightly older age group, and we like old music. So we're watching a number of, let's say, progressive and classic rock band videos on YouTube. Again, late in an evening at the weekend, and what advert comes on? An advert for nappies, or if you're in America, diapers. For children, for new children,
which is just what you want to see when you're listening to Jethro Tull.
And these, as we've said in previous videos, these algorithms and these platforms are now very, very sophisticated, allegedly, at finding out what people are watching and what they're doing, and then what to show them first. And advertisers are paying a lot of money, or they're paying agencies a lot of money to put their adverts in front of people. So why would you be showing
nappies,
50-something people who are listening to old music, diapers? That's a great example.
We thought that Pampers story out, and we thought, well, maybe it's the younger generation with tiny babies who are desperate to get away to rock, progressive music, and what we used to listen to Status Quo to bang away the troubles of the world. But then we came to the conclusion, if they were doing that, the last thing they'd want to see was a nappies advert. So each which way, it wasn't the right thing to do. The audience was inappropriate for the.
These ads, you have to understand. And again, this is something we'll do masterclasses on in a lot more detail. This form of advertising, these in-stream ads. But you will have seen countless examples of this when you try to watch something on YouTube. You basically, as the advertiser, have 5 seconds, and you'll see you'll remember the little badge, the little button that says skip ad, and you're poised a lot of the time over the mouse to do that.
Oh, I've got it sitting ready to go.
Possibly can, which is obviously not a good outcome for an advertiser. So
and they lose money if you do that. I mean, it's very difficult to get anybody to watch over a certain a number of seconds. There is a fixed number of seconds after which the advertiser has to pay. Yeah. So you're doing the advertiser a favour if you skip the ad, actually, if you're not interested.
That's true.
Yeah. But we will talk about all this, and you might take this away from you with you this time, that every time you see an irrelevant ad come up when you're on the internet, whether it's YouTube or Facebook or whatever, and you will see how much money is wasted and how wrong some of the advertising agencies mistakes they make.
Maybe drop us a line with examples, and we could do
love you to
bad ad of the week.
Bad ad of the week.
Something
and
like
we
that.
will be savage.
That would be great. Do that, please do that. If you're watching YouTube, it doesn't have to be Jethro Tull.
And you certainly don't have to give names, but if you don't want to, don't get into any trouble like that.
Yeah,
but we've got some goodies for you lined up when we start to do the marketing classes. I've written this absolutely ridiculous piece of copy, and we're going to ask you to join us as we dissect that, and the fun we'll have doing that, imagery and words and inappropriate vocabulary. We'll do that together on one of our master classes. Definitely. But in the meantime, if you find something very funny on any of the social media platforms, any of the advertising platforms, please send them in. Yeah. And we will we'll dissect it on camera.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it should definitely be a segment. Bad ad of the week, something like that. But we'll look at that. But I don't think there's really an awful lot. We appreciate the intelligence of our audience, so we realise that you probably, as we do, see this as just common sense.
Yes.
If you're advertising your products to people, just make sure that they're the sort of people that would use them.
And don't waste your money. Yeah. Because internet advertising is expensive. So just be really meticulous and focused, and ask yourself, will these people really be interested in my product at this time? on this particular channel? Have I got my audience right? Most important thing. It's common sense. If in doubt, don't do it. Yes, I think that's all we had to say.
I don't think there's.
Dave?
Yeah, I don't think there's much.
It's common sense. We can't get into anything extremely detailed on these quick presentations we make, because obviously internet lifestyle is completely different from the offline lifestyle. Lifestyle in the way you conduct your business online. And we look forward to seeing you on some of the masterclasses where we can really get into the nitty-gritty and attend to you properly and individually.
Absolutely.
Yes, I think that's all we've got to say this week.
Yeah, I think that just the relevance message, the message is relevance really, and it applies to any platform, any form of advertising. It's just common sense and good targeting. So again, we hope that's been of some use. We've had a bit of a laugh this time, and hopefully you'll send us some more laughs. And as always, subscribe if you like this, and hit the little notification bell. We'll let you know when we've got a new video. It's usually every Tuesday. And comments, likes, suggestions, keep them coming.
Please do. Please write to us. Be communicative with us. And just to tell you also, from our point of view, if you do like and subscribe, it does something to the algorithms. So more people can view the work, and we can start to get a community going for people who are of our target audience, the people over 50 who are experienced in life, had a career behind them, have a bit of money to spend.
Yeah. Helps us keep it relevant.
Yes, helps us keep us no diaper ads from us.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you. Bye from me.